you have something to give if you want to succeed and bring impact into an organization.
It doesn't matter what race you are, what religion you believe in, how old you are, what gender you are. I believe that we're better together.
If every franchise in the world was listening to me, I think what I'd say is mission first, people always, because people is really what's going to help you connect the dots on this whole thing. You can't do this alone. None of us can do anything alone, right? We all need people. So bring in the right people, take care of them, encourage them, motivate them, and you're going to see so much success from that.
Welcome everyone once again to Conversations from the Heart. I'm your host. My name is Glenn Leingang. I serve as Vice President of Franchise Development here at Touching Hearts at Home. And I got to tell you, today we got a guy that's very special to our whole network. He's much more than a franchise business coach, but I think that's where he derives his passion. But I'll let him tell you his story. Edward Salazar, welcome to Conversations from the Heart. How are you, my friend?
Thanks, Glenn. I'm very excited to be here with you to share more about the amazing work we do at Touching Hearts. And yeah, man, I love working with franchisees every day. So excited to share more about that.
Yeah. So thrilled that you could join us. Obviously, we've got to spend, Eddie, you're based in Nebraska, correct?
Yep, I'm right out of Omaha, Nebraska.
And our headquarters is in Minnesota, in Minneapolis. And my office is in Houston. Okay, so we're all spread out. Thankfully, last week we got the whole team together. We were training, 6 or 7 new franchisees and had an opportunity to spend some time with you in person. And I got to tell you, man, your energy, you get me fired up. And when we're on these meetings, the way that you look at things and are so proactive in trying to find solutions to problems that may not exist yet. Where did you learn that from?
Yeah, so I think in my past, I've always looked to be proactive, right? I think it's really important to look at the future in a way that maybe we're not looking at it yet. And the reason is because things are going to change so quickly. We've seen the evolution of AI. We've seen the evolution of just home care in general. We went through a global pandemic, right? So all of these things really make you think about how the future of home care and just anything in general, you should really look at it with a lens of, all right, what are all the things that may happen in the future that I need to be prepared for? So that's kind of how I like to look at everything we're doing at Touching Hearts, is looking at it in a lens of how do we help our franchisees move forward and be excited about the future and think about things maybe in a different light, maybe how we should be looking at it in like 2030 or something like that. So
I love it. And, I always like to go backwards before we go forward so that the folks at home can get a better idea of your experience and some of the things that may have led you here. So I know that you're from, I believe originally from, or you lived in Florida for Miami, correct? For some time?
yeah.
That's awesome. And I know that you were connected with a great organization in college. And, one thing I've noticed and appreciated about you is not only your proactive nature, but the way that you understand servant leadership. Okay. Where did you learn that at such a young age? And I say that with all respect. Believe me, I wish I was 30. You know what I mean?
Love it. I'll tell you my story here. I grew up in Miami, Florida. I love where I'm from. Just one of the most beautiful places in the world. And, when I went to college, I started off going to college. I really wanted to be a meteorologist. That's a fun fact. I wanted to be a hurricane hunter and get into planes and oversee, hurricanes from up top. But, when I was going through schooling for that, I also was working a front desk at a Hilton hotel. And what I found out about myself during that time was that I love people and I love how things making an operation work, right? So at that young age, I was observing how my leaders were working with the people around them, how they were enriching the culture and really putting people first, not only the guests at the hotel, but also the people that made this thing run, right? And so from there on, I said, well, I think I really want to work with people. That's really like, I feel like I could be passionate about it. So I decided that I was going to move tracks and learn more about business and learn about how things work. And I decided that I was going to move up to Nebraska. And when I did that, I was able to, move up the ranks. Became a general manager at a Hilton hotel property. And for me, I was so excited at a young age to be able to manage people and help them, build foundations of, their careers. And I was building my own foundation at the same time. And for us, it was really important to keep our people happy, to keep our guests happy, and all of that while also building a really strong business. So, we have exciting events here like College World Series and Berkshire Hathaway. So we got to have a lot of fun while doing the work we did. And, when the pandemic hit, I didn't really want that to stop me. Hospitality put the brakes on hospitality, and I decided I wanted to keep going. So I knew about another company that did home care, the largest home care company in the world. And I really wanted to understand why every time they stepped into my hotel, they were so excited, so happy about what they did. The pandemic didn't seem to have a huge impact on their industry, and they kept going, right? And I learned that their mission was aligned with mine in making the world a better place and also being able to provide a strong culture, strong focus on people, strong focus on franchisees, which being in the Hilton world, I learned so much about how a headquarters can support your franchisees. And so became a franchise business coach in that organization. And I got to work with some amazing people. I got to travel and see offices and really see how some of the owners in the home care industry are so innovative, excited about what they do, motivated by their purpose and driven by mission. And that led me here to Touching Hearts. And what I'm excited about Touching Hearts is we're just getting started. This is the beginning of something amazing that we're building on from what Renee started. And we got to meet her last week, which was amazing. Just getting to know someone that built this amazing organization. And here we are today, really focused in on making our franchisees feel supported and have an arm to their business that really helps them build and grow their teams, grow their client count, grow their caregiver base, all with the in mind that we're mission first, right? So I love what we do here.
Yeah. No, it shows. You're a burst of energy. It's interesting when I hear folks' stories. So you wanted to be a meteorologist. I love the fun fact. Living in Miami, happy, growing your career in the hospitality industry. You decide to make a major life move to Nebraska, and then the pandemic hits, right? And so, this thing that you found your purpose in, your passion, serving and loving people, you realize like, man, I want to continue that is what I'm hearing.
Absolutely.
And then so you get connected with a home care firm, a great firm. What's the name of them?
So it's Home Instead. Yeah. The largest home care company in the world, founded by Paul Hogan, which he is a amazing leader in our industry.
That's it. I mean, so many times we don't have to shy away. I tell folks all the time, there are so many great companies in this industry, right? And listen, the reality of it is by the year 2030, as you know, you're in this industry, the silver tsunami's coming. We're going to be 8.2 million caregivers short of the demand in America. And that personally keeps me up at night because I don't want to see any person not have the ability to be served. From your perspective, not only as we're growing, trying to meet the demand, but what do you feel are the major roadblocks in terms of bridging the gap between the amazing demand that we have in our industry and finding more caregivers that want to make money while having incredible purpose? How can we do that?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great question because caregivers are, in fact, what is a foundation of our business, right? We cannot do what we do without caregivers. And we're going to outpace, demand will outpace supply. We're already there, right? And so we really have to focus in on a few things. To me, I think it's really important to focus on culture, right? For me, every day, I want to wake up and enjoy what I do and be excited about what I do and feel supported. And I think caregivers are the same way, right? They want to wake up and know that they have job security, that they are doing work that's important to them, and they want to feel seen and heard, right? And so it's important for anyone who is supporting caregivers to make sure that communication is there. Another big thing is making sure that your caregivers we elevate that profession in the caregiving space. Why I think that's so important is because they are doing really hard work. They observe what your client's condition is every single day. So we should tap into that knowledge and understand what the caregivers are seeing day to day. So they are the eyes in the home when we're not there, right? So making sure that they feel that extra level of professionalism is key to success.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing, and I'm so thrilled about this within our organization, although we're small in terms of our team at this point, we've added 3 additional people this year, amazing people, actually. One of the things that our CEO, Todd Tremmel, as you know, is always about, he's about first and foremost, one of our core values is support. And he is very serious about support. And by the way, that makes my job so much easier. Like I always say, franchising is the ultimate team sport. And if we're not going to support the franchisees with excellence, then I'm not at the right place or we're doing this the wrong way, right? And I'm proud to say, and I know you know this, and I would like you to speak to this, but just give the folks at home a behind the scenes look at, what does a week look like for you? Tell them about the meetings you're in. Tell them about our meetings and the type of things that we discuss. Let's pull the curtain back, right? Let's just
Sure.
have some fun. And this is what the folks want. Let's pull the curtains back and say, here's a good look at touching hearts at home. Edward?
Yeah, absolutely. So I want to just emphasize Todd's vision of our company. When I first stepped into Touching Hearts months back, the first thing he said is we're franchisee first. We're always thinking about franchisees, how to support them, and building on the goals that they have. And to me, that stuck because since the beginning of my journey working with franchise owners, that's always been a goal of mine is to help them reach the goals that they're looking to reach. And I know Todd thinks about franchisees every single day. He's always thinking about how we can make our support better. And I just really appreciate that about our company. We're focused on being better every single day for our franchisees because when they win, we win. And
Yep.
so a week for me is really interesting. We're talking to franchisees every single day, listening to their stories, understanding, what their goals are in this business. We really try to meet them where they are. That's really key for us because everyone is in a different part of their journey, right?
Mm-hmm.
You may be looking to expand and get more territories, or you may be looking at how do I pass this on maybe to a family member or someone that's down the line. So we try to use our time wisely to look at how to get to those goals. For us, data is really important. We look at how tools can help us be better and better, bring in more caregivers, bring in more clients, serve more people because we know that there's so many people out there that need our care. Talk a lot about how do we help people understand what home care does and who do we need to talk to every single day to create awareness about home care. Because believe it or not, a lot of people still don't know the amazing results that can come from having a caregiver in the home. I've heard so many great stories about how people have been able to stay at home and live longer with dignity in their home because I know for a fact when I am in my later age, I will want to stay at home, right? I will want to age there and I want to spend my time there where I'm most comfortable. So that's really where our focus is every single day.
Yeah, it truly is. Another thing that I'm proud of in terms of our organization is technology, right? It's constantly changing. The evolution of AI. Are you going to adapt to AI? Are you going to tap into it? Are you going to ignore it? All those decisions will have tremendous impacts on our franchise partners, on our business. And one of the things that I'm proud of, and I'd like you to speak to this because I believe you're on that task force. Is that correct?
Correct. Yes.
Yeah. Talk a little bit about that. What's the name of the task force? I know we have franchisees on there. Talk at a high level about what are we beta testing? Why is this task force important to our future?
Absolutely. So I think any company today needs to be in tune with technology. So we have our technology task force that's made up of full of our franchisees, which we appreciate them just taking the time out to really engage in technology and how it can make us better, right? We are constantly, maybe even overwhelmed might be the way to state of technology that's coming in and things that can improve our home care. But we are very intentional how we look at technology. We don't want to just take in everything and say, this is going to help you be better today and not really vet it. We are very intentional with doing pilots and understanding how technology can help us be better. Because at the end of the day, even though technology is key for us, we are still a people-centered company. And we want to make sure that technology is not taken away from that. We're very focused on that. So with our task force, we talk through how we can elevate our human touch with the help of technology. So thinking of things like monitoring in the home or wearables, all of the above.
Yeah.
And another really key piece of this is how do we make operations even more fluid than they are today? How do we make it more seamless? Because that will help us help more people. So we're looking at all things, and Todd is really great about sharing what he's heard. We get a lot of contacts. People contact us every day, and we're looking to hear them out, see how their technology can help us.
No, absolutely. We have a big event coming up in 45 days or so. I know you've spent some time in the planning process and, making sure our conference in Nashville is a tremendous impact for our entire network. Talk to me. Are you excited? What are some things we can expect from our conferences here?
Oh, yeah, I am pumped. And I know you are too, Glenn. We're really excited to celebrate our franchisees first and foremost, right? Getting everyone together. I'm excited. This will be my first one and getting to see everyone in person. I've been to many conferences and this is going to be just ecstatic. I'm ecstatic about it because I get to meet a lot of our franchisees in person and we've been doing work together. So it's just fun to get to know them one-on-one. We have a lot of really great topics that we're going to be discussing, like AI, how to use AI for the future, run your operations with the help of AI. We're going to be talking about culture. We're going to be talking about how to work with your franchise business coach one-on-one. So that is really key for us. We want to have our network feel supported and encourage them to meet with us every single month. And they do. They're already doing that. And we just want to continue elevating and creating that excitement around what our team does to help our franchisees grow. Like I said, we're franchisee first. When they win, we win. So we just want to continue to enhance that and more to come. I think there's so much more that the franchise network is excited about, showcasing caregivers, showcasing, awards, all of the above. I am super stoked. I think it's going to go by in a flash, but it's going to be great.
Yeah. There's so much energy that we can take from just being together, right? I mean, I think you felt that just last week when we were together, and I know I left energized. And anytime we can get around franchisees, right?
Absolutely.
It's just like it gets me fired up. I don't know. It just their energy, the questions they ask, the where they're at in the process, knowing that there's a little bit of fear still in there, the unknown, and that's normal. And yet seeing them just walk through the training and come out on the other side and be embraced by our entire network with mentors and profitable performance and those type of things that we connect folks with. That's so important. And I don't know that we can do anything of significance to make a true impact. First of all, I don't believe we can do anything of any significant impact on our own. It takes a team. Respectfully, what we're trying to do along with, the other great companies in America and throughout, man, we're just serious about trying to take care of people, allow them to grow with grace in their own home, be comfortable, be safe. And it's a purpose-filled mission for us. And I always say this, man, we get to do this.
Absolutely.
Now listen,
I agree more.
We're going to step into this weekend. I know, most of this is about our industry and so forth, and that's great. I love that. We could talk about this all day. But since it's a Friday, I want to know, because you're a father, okay? Tell me about your two kids. Tell me anything exciting this weekend. What's going on in your world?
Absolutely. Well, yeah, when you're a dad of two little kids, they're 3 and 6, your life just kind of revolves around them. And I wouldn't want it any other way, Glenn. I'm sure you felt that way, back when your kids were small. Uh,
Don't
I
age
have
me,
a,
Eddie.
yeah, so
I'm joking.
I have a son, Elias, he's 6, and a daughter, her name's Remy, she's 3, and both of them, like I've always said, I've wanted to be a dad since I was a young kid. And to me, what's my mission in being a dad really is to make good humans for the world,
Mm.
to make good humans, open-minded humans, and just people who will be good for the world. And so in this age, we get to do a lot of fun things. Luckily in Omaha, we're having this nice weather, 70s. So we're looking forward to some time at the zoo. We get to have the best zoo in the world right here in our backyard. So we get to spend some time there. So we'll be there this weekend. And I really just let them choose how they want to spend their days because they have that autonomy. So we go to the park or we go to the library, whatever they want. I'm all ears. So my son really loves to read. So we spend a lot of time at the library.
That's great.
So yeah, it's going to be a good time and I'm excited for the weekend, but then we can, like I said earlier, I like to get up on Monday and ready to do the great work we do here at Touching Heart. Every Monday I get that recharge and back at it. So it's really fun.
It is fun. It's not like Sunday night, we're dreading coming to do what we get to do. It's just a nice respite, to use a term, right?
Absolutely.
For the weekend, right? And then we're fired up. So I want to encourage you, okay? Because I made the comment earlier, you've learned so much and learned servant leadership at a young age. And I quickly said, I don't mean that as an insult or anything like that. I wish I was 30. But I want to encourage you, and I've always thought this. It doesn't matter what race you are, what religion you believe in, how old you are, what gender you are. I believe that we're better together. And we have to have people that think different. I mean, that are in different stages of their life that are able to see the world differently. And I appreciate the fact that in our culture, we give everyone a voice. Anyone can say whatever the hell they want. Excuse me. You know, I'm being a lot better with this, Eddie. But no, seriously. And I just want to encourage you that, man, you have a voice. You're doing great work. You bring something to the team that no one else can but Eddie. And I just want to say from my perspective, it's a joy to work with you. I love your passion for people. I do. It's easy to spot. I love your humorous jabs that actually make me laugh very hard. And so I just want to say the future is extremely bright. It is extremely bright. And we need more Eddies, right? Like to continue to do what we're doing in this organization and to get to the vision that Todd ultimately has for us. I think you already know all of those things, but what does it mean to you personally to be in an organization where I don't want to speak for you? So if that's not true, please correct me. How does that make you feel knowing that, man, you got a real voice and we're just empowering you and we we love it. I hope you know we're celebrating what you're doing. So
Glenn, I really appreciate those kind words. I will tell you, for a long time, like imposter syndrome was my middle name. I felt like I was really young and didn't know what I was doing. And it really helped me when I was working with owners and just people that have been through multiple careers, and I was still creating impact and value in their businesses. And they gave me great feedback. They taught me how to be better. And to anyone who listens and says, like, I'm too young for this, you're not. It's all about the work you put in, the voice that you have. I had to learn that the hard way, right? It's like really speak up for things that you are passionate about, that you believe in. And I think it's really important for you never to doubt yourself because you have something to give if you want to succeed and bring impact into an organization. So I love what I do and I love the people I get to work with every single day. I feel like this is truly a family. I know every company may say that, but this truly feels like a family. And just we're all aligned in what we do and excited about the work we do, that it doesn't feel like work. It feels like we just want to make the world better. And so that gets me fired up, like you say, Glenn.
well, it should and it does, but it's a choice and you've embraced, we all have embraced the challenge. And I think we take it personally and we should. It's, you know, it's what we get to do. And so in conclusion here, if you had every franchisee in the world listening to this podcast, regardless of brand, okay, I want to give you time just to encourage them from whatever you feel, anything that you would like to say to them that may provide them with some impact.
Yeah, that's a great question, Glenn. I think for me, every time I notice a really good franchisee, what I notice is they're really passionate about what they do, or they bring in the people that are going to be just as passionate. So if every franchise in the world was listening to me, I think what I'd say is mission first, people always, because people is really what's going to help you connect the dots on this whole thing. You can't do this alone. Yeah. None of us can do anything alone, right? We all need people. So bring in the right people, take care of them, encourage them, motivate them, and you're going to see so much success from that. And I feel like the people at Touching Hearts do this, people in home care do this, and it is really just kind of a fundamental key for success in our industry.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, another great addition to Conversations from the Heart. I want to thank our guest today, Eddie Salazar. I get to work with him on a daily basis, and it's a lot of fun. And Eddie, your best days are ahead. Our best days are ahead. Our industry's best days are ahead. And certainly touching hearts at home, best days are ahead of us. Conversations from the heart. Eddie Salazar, thank you.
Thank you, Glenn. Pleasure working with you every single day and getting to do this. This was fun.